Hello there, boys and girls. Ziyall here of the WoW Noob channel. Now in this video I wanted to talk a little bit about patch 4.3, but before I just like to mention that the footage that you're seeing in this video is from the quest chain from Twilight Highlands. It's towards the end, it's about like 80% in or something like that, where you're seeing some dialogue and some battles between Alexstrasza and Deathwing. So in patch 4.3, that is going to be a raid tier. We don't know how many bosses. We don't know if this is the Deathwing patch. Now, some actually believe it is, and I'll get into that in a moment. But, so we are going to get a completely new raid. We don't know where it is or what plans are for it anyway. And like I said, we have no idea if this is the final raid tier where we are going to face Deathwing. But some of the interesting is that in this tier we are getting a new legendary. Now, there was talk about doing a tanking legendary, but because so many different tank classes use so many different types of weapons, we are not going to see a tanking weapon. There has been talk about doing a one-hander, maybe a sword or something like that for a rogue or something like that. Or there is another possibility of maybe a staff for a hunter and a chamois. Obviously, I would love if it were a staff for hunters because, well, I would love to get a legendary. That could be awesome. Now, the reason why people think that the patch 4.3 is the last patch of this expansion is because in the previous expansions there has been 2 legendaries, and usually both of them, or in all 3 expansions, the first legendary has been about midway. Towards the end, usually the latest tier, we see the second legendary of the expansion. Now we had in Burning Crusade, we had the bow, and in Lich King, we had Shadowmourne. Now, one of the things why I don't believe that this next patch, that this is not the last tier, raid tier, is because, let me ask you this, how many of you that actually finished Shadowmourne actually found it useful? I think if I remember correctly, in order to actually finish it, you had to kill the Lich King. Meaning, you could take everything down in normal mode to finish the quest and get the legendary weapon. So it is essentially useless. I mean, take the healing mace that we got from Ulduar. That was useful. I know that most healers that had that one used it, at least in the 10-man version of ICC. I think probably around 25-man or 10-man heroics. At that point, you would find upgrades for it. But through 2 tiers of raiding content, that legendary was actually useful. And now, here in Cataclysm, as 10-man and 25-man has the same gear dropping, the only use you would actually have for this legendary weapon would be in the heroic versions. So if Blizzard were to introduce the second legendary of the expansion in the second to last raiding content, both legendaries would actually be useful for probably the last raiding tier where we would face Deathwing. So I do believe that this raiding content that we are going to see in patch 4.3 will not be the last tier of the Cataclysm expansion. And another reason for that is because if you remember a couple of months back, the product slate was sort of leaked and Blizzard later on came out and admitted that it was real. That put, if I remember correctly, it put the next expansion of Warcraft to end up in about the 3rd quarter of next year. And this patch 4.3, from the looks of it, is going to drop at probably the end of the year, maybe November or December or something like that. So that would mean that we would have this last tier of content for over 6 months. Now, I do know that the Lich King Raid or Ice Crown we had that for more than 6 months, but Blizzard has also said that they wanted to put smaller content out in a shorter release, so that would kind of work against what they want to do. So I don't think that this is the last tier of content. I just think they're doing something to make this second legendary a little bit more useful. Anyway, this is mostly rumors and stuff going on the internet. We don't know very much about this as of yet, but let me know what you think about this. Does some of this sound interesting? What do you think about getting the second legendary a little bit faster? And what do you think about, do you want to have a long time to work on Deathwing, or would you like to get something before we actually get to the last tier, or the Deathwing tier? Let me know what you think. Put a comment down. Don't forget to put a thumbs up for this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as soon as I'm done talking, you will be able to see the footage you are seeing on the screen right now, seeing it again without me talking. So if you can't remember this and you just want to experience it again, you are able to see it with the voice acting and the machinima and all that stuff. So check it out if you want to. And also, if you want to know a little bit about what's going on, there's some stuff happening. I'm moving actually very soon, so there's some stuff going to be having an impact on video making within the next couple of months. Anyway, all this stuff, if you want to know more about it and everything, you can log on to my Facebook group and you'll get information on what's going on there. So I'll see if I can't put a link on the screen to the Facebook group, but if you can't, you'll find it in the video description box. And I think that's everything, so until next time, see ya!
I want you to bear witness to this, but for your own safety, stay back. Kalen, you too.
I will not leave your side.
Your life isn't yours to throw away, Kalen. Should I fail, the fate of this world may rest on your shoulders.
Yes, Mother.
That I'm at your beck and call. I have a world to unmake.
It pains me, Neltharion, but I must end you as I have ended Malagos.
End me, Lifebinder. You think life is yours to take away? Life is weak, mortal, fleeting, fragile. Death is final. Death is eternal. Death is my realm. Look upon me, and you see death incarnate, the unmaker of worlds.
I see the hollow metal shell of a once great ally, and the precious gift of the Titans wasted.
Then witness my new gifts, bestowed by this world's true masters!
There! They've fallen!
The Earth Warder. He is dead.
Mother, stay still. Your wounds are great.
The Black Aspect's blood is cursed. Wherever it was shed, Nothing will grow for 10,000 years. But it is over. We can work now to bottle up the horrors he has unleashed.
Deathwing! He lives!
Impossible!
Mortal! Take the Dragon Queen. Carry her to safety. Now! Run! Get her away from here! I will delay the aspect of death! Take her to safety!
Kaelin, no!
The sun has set on this mortal world, fools. Make peace with your end, for the hour of twilight falls.